You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Sheesh. What's up, River Nation? It's Hilla River coming at you this kind of not so great morning. Man, I got a good topic for you. Disciplining your kids. Alright, so coming from the millennial generation that chooses to own fur babies more than own or not own, conceive actual human children, human beings, I do want to get into this topic about disciplining your kids. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on in these waters. So my parents were very staunch believers in disciplining us, and I honestly credit that for how respectful that I have been, you know, growing up and, you know, having a strong work ethic. I credit them disciplining us, and I credit that to, you know, the good qualities in my life. Last time I was here, I saw a crocodile or an alligator. It's a beautiful sight. Alright, so the ferry shut down to November 30th. Oh man. Okay, anyways, so disciplining. Should you or should you not spank your kids? So I'm actually not getting into the whole spanking thing. I just want to get into the actual threats that my parents would actually threaten my siblings and I. So those of you guys who don't know too much of my history, you're a new viewer or subscriber, I'm going to go ahead and let you know here. If you want to watch my family values, my Freedom Friday family values, that'll, you know, kind of give you more. But just a quick recap, I am the third child out of four. I have two older sisters, and I have one little brother. And, you know, growing up, we were middle class. So my parents were, you know, we grew up in a Christian household. My parents are Christians, you know, and my siblings. And so we grew up in a Christian household. And of course, discipline was a big part of that. But I do want to highlight a lot of the funniest things that I remember my parents threatening us with. So I actually texted my siblings this morning. I was like, hey guys, can you guys send me some of Mom and Dad's funniest threats that you were told growing up? I can't remember them all. So I'm just gonna go over a few of them. You know, my parents, don't get me wrong, my parents are very loving. They did believe in spanking, and I totally agree. All of us needed good spankings every once in a while. You know, we were very bad children. No, we weren't very bad. We were just children. You know, kids are always gonna be kids. But for the most part, you know, when we're disobedient, we were gonna get our butts whooped, and that was it. And so we were those kids that if my dad turned around and looked at us, we're like, oh, hey, I better shut the hell up now, because we knew what was coming. So one of the biggest ones that my parents would say, like, you know what, if you think we're abusing you, that's fine, because we did get spanked, you know, with a belt. And you know, funny story, growing up, we initially started off with a paint stick. That's what we would get spanked with when we were younger. As you got older, then you got spanked with the belt. So coming from the third child, I had, you know, seen and analyzed that pattern. And one time, you know, so my sisters were getting spanked with the belt because they were older than me. My sister above me is about 5 years age difference. And you know, her and my older sister got spanked with a belt, and I got spanked with the paddle because I was a little kid. But then one fateful day, there it was, my turn to get a beating or spanking, and my mom pulls out the belt. And what does young Hale Riveter say? I turn around, my mom said, where's the paddle? Where is the paddle? I knew I was only gonna get beat with the paddle, but nope, that day I got beat with the belt. And I think it did us some good, you know. I don't think it was abuse by any stretch of the word. I think it was very much warranted. But then again, my parents were always ones to say, you know, if you think that we're abusing us and you want to call CPS on us, that's fine. I will pack your bags. And so I never had the inkling in my mind to ever call CPS on my parents, because I just saw them doing what I thought that parents should do. You know, we grew up, like I said, we grew up in a Christian household in a bigger church, and so it wasn't abnormal for you to see kids getting spanked. Oh, I can't enter here. Dang it. Where can I enter? I think at the next one. So, you know, it was just a normal thing. Can I enter here? Please, maybe. Yeah, I can. All right. Let's do this turn around. So, it's a very, it was normal for me to see other kids getting spanked with a belt. So I never thought that I was going to call CPS on my parents, you know. One thing my parents said growing up, you know, whenever we were going to school, goodness, my dad said, if I ever catch you skipping class, I will break your leg off your body and beat you with it. And I thought he was telling the truth, man. I would depict in my head like, oh, there's gonna be a little leg with a little bone sticking out of it. He's just beating the crap out of me with my leg. Growing up, you know, I had some sisters, so you know, there's 3 girls. There's a lot of hair. You know, it is what it is. We all had long, luscious, black brunette locks, and you know, it wasn't great on our bathroom, on the pipes. You know, the drains were always full of water. It was just a normal thing for me because that was just what girls did. We had hair in the sink, you know, and you know, we didn't like cleaning out. We were lazy. All kids are lazy, aren't they? I feel like I'm on a motorbike when I gotta stand up for one of those damn bumps. And so one day, one fateful day, you know, in this house that we lived in, it was a 2-story house, and we, the kids, had the top story, and my parents had the bottom story. And another funny story is, you know, we would have to wake up early to go to church, and we didn't like waking up early. You know, we're kids, we like to sleep in. So my parents, you know, my dad was the pastor, so you know, my dad would wake up, and he would wake up first, and then he would go to the church first, you know. And so I'm just gonna do this turnaround so take you guys to the San Jacinto Monument. And so my dad was a pastor, so he would wake us up super early, and we didn't like it. So every Sunday, you know, we had a schedule. Even though we were bad kids, we were smart bad. That's the worst kind of bad. So we had a schedule. So if it was your turn, when my dad, you know, because my dad never came upstairs, and my mom didn't really come upstairs, it was just our little realm and their realm. You know, they came up and they said, you know, my dad would yell from the bottom of the stairs, wake up, or whatever. And one person was elected out of my sisters, so my brother was still too young, to get up and walk the length of the hallway of the stairs, you know, so it can sound like we were all up and getting ready. Oh, I love it. So that's what we did, and it was a great plan. But, you know, one fateful day, I think there was something wrong with the pipes. My dad came upstairs to figure out what was going on, and he saw the state of our restroom, and he was so pissed. He was yelling, he was so pissed, he was gagging. You know, my dad's like any normal red-blooded American man, and just the hair like that disgusts him, you know, in the sink. It disgusts me to this day, you know. He was like gagging and yelling, calling us a bunch of pigs, and maybe I shouldn't be telling you guys this story. Like, of course, my hairbrushes had hair, and the drain had hair. Like, it just was what it was. And he's like, no, you guys aren't even pigs. You're not even animals. You're mutants. So ever since then, my siblings and I have called each other mutants. So on our siblings, you know, chat line on our phone, it's a mutant line, and mutant savages is what we're called. And so the break your leg and beat you with it if you ever skip in school. One day, my little brother, like, you know, he's a little kid, a little boy. My sister brought this one up. She told my dad told my little brother, if I ever catch you pissing on this floor. You know, my parents didn't have bad language, so I'm just going to tell you that. I'm just going to preference that. So whenever their threats came out like that, they were serious about them. If I ever catch you pissing on the floor, I'm going to make you mop it up with your tongue. And then when I was a little kid, Halo the Riveter had a problem with picking my nose. And my dad said, you know what? If you want to keep picking your nose, that's fine. But if I catch you doing it again, I'm going to get all of us. And we're going to pick our nose with the biggest booger. We're going to stick it on a plate, and you're going to eat it. Oh my gosh, man, this is the craziest crap coming out of my parents' mouth. Oh, I gotta go back on that line and see what else. My brother had a few of them. No, my older sister brought this one to us. My parents were staunch believers in, you know what, if you want to embarrass me in public, I will embarrass you as well. And we believed it. My parents taught us, you know, we had this little thing growing up. Anytime we were out in public or, you know, at church, we're going to adult house, they say, we were in the car, right? And they say, okay, you guys, I don't want to hear any other response to any adult besides yes, ma'am, or yes, sir, no, sir, or yes, ma'am, yes sir, no ma'am, no sir. That's it. Don't ask for gum. Don't ask how much somebody weighs. Don't talk unless you're spoken to. And my parents were not really like heavy believers in like kids should only be seen and not heard. But it's a respect thing, you know. They didn't want us butting into adult conversation. You know, it's just annoying these days. We have these kids, you know, you'll be in the store sometimes and you hear the way that some of these kids, these brats, they're not even brats, they're straight up assholes, address their mom. Like, dude, how are you gonna address your mom like that in public? If I thought of addressing my mom like that in public, oh, here's another one. My dad said, if you ever, okay, so you know, growing up, you know your parents. They're just your mom and your dad. It is what it is. My mom, my dad, whatever. I don't see them as a couple. One time, I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was me or one of my sisters. We got, oh, I think it was me. It has to have been me. So we got in trouble, or I was having an attitude with my mom. My dad said, if I ever catch you speaking to your mother, my wife, that way again, I will slap the teeth out of your mouth. And then the light bulb on Halo Red was like, ding, ding, like, oh, that's my dad's wife. Maybe I should respect her a little bit more, you know? It's just little things like that. I gotta stop and look at some of these other ones, man, because my siblings had some great ones this morning. We were laughing together this morning. I have a great relationship with my parents, a great relationship with my siblings, and it's just fun, man. That's the life, is family. Family is the life. They will be your best friends. They will be your best confidants. You guys grew up together, so you know how it is. You know, they're just gonna be, they're gonna be your everything. You know, and it's best that you value that. You know, we are approaching Thanksgiving, and I just hope that people remember that. That, you know, family is everything. So you have to remember that family is everything. Oh goodness, let me stop over here so we can read some of these more off my phone, because I can't remember them all, man. They're all too funny. I'm just losing my crap every time I say something and then I just forget what they're saying. Oh, there's a big man right here. I'm scared. Oh my gosh. It's a motorcycle, not a four-wheeler. I'm gonna park back right here. Little car, just pass me, okay, little car? You could pass me, bro. You're good. You're a little car. You're a little Honda. Okay. Let's read some more of these. Oh, I guess my brother got one. My dad told him, you know, because I got told that my dad will slap my teeth out of my mouth. My little brother got told if he disrespects my mom, my dad's wife, then he's gonna break his jaw. Oh, a regular family classic. I brought you into this world. I'll take you out of it. We know that one. So, you know, going to church, my parents were, you know, when we were younger in El Paso, my parents, you know, were higher in the church. You know, they actually held positions in the church or whatever, even though my dad worked another full-time job. And we would always sit with my parents. And it, you know, when you came of age and you got to sit with your friends, then my parents, I don't care if your friends are talking, your head better be pointed straight, looking at the pastor, and here it comes. If I catch you talking, I will go up there and yank you by your hair and bring you and sit right back to me. I love it, man. That one came from my older sister. My older sister seemed to, oh wait, that came from my middle sister. My older sister seemed to, you know, always take my parents literally, and I think she behaved the best out of all of us, even to this day. She has her own things going on. Oh, and then my sister, you know, we grew up in El Paso, cholos, all that. That's what surrounded them. If you don't know what a cholo is, I'm gonna put this on the screen. Boop. I'll show you what that is. And so my sister was not allowed to wear like heavy lip liner like that. My older sister, when she started wearing makeup, so my dad said, and this came from my middle sister, if he caught my older sister with her lips lined at church, he was going to take her to the men's restroom and wash it off her face. That's when another comes from my middle sister. Don't you roll your eyes, I will slap you to the other. I will slap them to the other side of your head. Oh wait, don't you roll your eyes, I will slap I will slap them to the other side of your head. Oh man. But okay, all right, let's see a few more. My sister just put the booger one that I told you, because they told that to me and my little brother. Okay, okay, so going back to how great my parents are, because these threats came because there was 4 bad little hooligans, you know. So going back to how great they are, you know, just like I've said, you know, how my parents were always involved in our schooling. They would always say, you know, if we are in the right, then my parents would always go to bat for us, you know. So I'm truly appreciative and thankful for my parents. And they would, you know, if we were in the right and someone was coming against us wrongfully, my parents always stood and backed us up. I'm gonna leave you guys with one last Halo the Riveter story growing up. So I know you guys are gonna hate this. I'm just gonna tell you right now though, I'm no longer a follower or viewer of the NFL, but when I was a Patriots fan. And I know you guys are all gonna be like, oh my gosh, Halo the Riveter, come on, the Patriots, man, red, white, and blue. But what happened was, one of the first years that we moved to Houston was when the Patriots played the Panthers here in the city of Houston. And so ever since then, they beat them. And ever since then, I was a Patriots fan. So anyways, my dad, you know, before we moved to Houston, he was a Buccaneers fan. And then after we moved to, because he was always an Oilers fan. And then after we moved, when we came to Houston, he was a Texans fan. So my mom was a Dallas fan, hardcore Dallas fan. My dad was a Texans fan. And I was a Patriots fan. So one day, my mom's rule, man, was never talk bad about the Dallas Cowboys. So one day I tempted Faye, you know, and we were riding home from church. I started trash talking the Cowboys, and I knew I was stepping out of line. My mom told me to get out of the car and to walk all the way home. I'm just gonna leave that one there. Oh, here's another one with church. Okay, so when we first moved to Houston, like I said, my parents started a church, you know, and we had this little, it was a little storefront church. It was nothing fancy or whatever. And what should I call it? I'm gonna go down this little road because I've never been down this one. Let's see where it takes us. So if we get lost, oh well. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the church. So there's a gas station called Sonny's, and so before church, if we got there early enough, then we would go to Sonny's and buy little treats and stuff, whatnot. And so my siblings were walking out to Sonny's, and I think I was in trouble, and my mom was telling me to do something, and I had my back to her. Ooh, dip. Yeah. So I had my back to her, and I was giving her attitude. I know I was giving her attitude. And she was silent for a while, and then all of a sudden, my mom, so my siblings were not even in the building. They were out getting something from the gas station. My mom, ooh, big dip, pulled off her high heel and started clocking me with it. Just started going off on me. So whenever my sisters came back, you know, they saw that my face was all pissed off or whatever. Road ends in 1/10 of a mile. Oh, shit. That's what I get from not paying attention. So my mom, I was pissed, and I was sitting in the chair like grumbling, mumbling, blah, 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 blah. And it was hilarious. My siblings got back, and then they knew that I had gotten beat with a high heel. Shoot. Do not give your mom attitude. All right, Riveter Nation, thank you guys for joining me for this little fun ride. I love recalling a lot of the memories. Like I said, my parents were not bad parents. They were utterly amazing parents, and I'm super grateful for them. A lot of the threats kept me out of trouble, even though I was able to find myself into trouble regardless. But they are great parents, loving parents, wonderful parents. I love them. I'm so appreciative of them, and I know my siblings are the same. And same thing with my siblings. You know, I love them and I appreciate them. For now, I hope you guys, man, this is a nice little road with twisties, but you know, speed limit is 35, so we got to behave ourselves. For now, I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, night, week, wherever this video may find you. And you know, my name is Taylor Riveter. If you like this video, please give me that thumbs up. If it made you laugh, you want to share it, man. I'm not stingy. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, and it'll notify you whenever there's content released on the channel, when videos are uploaded or different activity. For now, I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and hopefully I will see you guys on the next one. Man, I love these twisties. All right, guys, have a good one.